This video was created by VinylicPuma of VinylicPumaGaming. Warning: vulgarity awaits.
What's going on, guys? This is VinylicPuma, and today I want to go over some things that I'd like to see in the upcoming Fallout 4 DLC. Now, I may reveal some spoilers for the vanilla game in this video, so if the game is spoiled for you, you fucked up. In no particular order, top 5 things I'd like to see in Fallout 4 DLC. Number 5. Flesh out Fallout 4's ending. As I mentioned earlier, I will be talking about the game's plot. Leave now if you don't want the game spoiled. Otherwise, I'm sorry, but you fucked up. Anyway, I feel like there is more that can be explained and or explored in Fallout 4's various endings. What happens to the Brotherhood of Steel once you become a Sentinel? Do you lead further incursions with the Brotherhood against other Institute installations throughout the Commonwealth, or other various threats throughout the whole American wasteland? If you side with the Railroad, what else do you do in the Commonwealth? And speaking of simp liberation, what happened to Jenny, or K1-98, which is the female synth you saved while retrieving the Courser chip in Green Tech Genetics? What happens if you help the Minutemen reclaim the Commonwealth and finally clear it of all of the various raiders and rogue mercenary groups like the Gunners? Or what of the Institute? Do you perform any more missions that cause further political instability in the region? Or do the synths finally decide to revolt against you and you must put them down, so to speak, kind of like Skynet and the Terminator? While I think it could be argued that all 4 of the endings pretty much wrap things up pretty well and are pretty conclusive, Fallout 3 did have the Broken Steel DLC, which virtually changed the entire ending, allowing your character to live to explore the world more. Since things are left somewhat open for the conclusion of Fallout 4, it's possible we will get an expansion to the main story. Number 4. A settlement building DLC. With the introduction of settlement building and other Minutemen missions in Fallout 4, it's very likely that there will be some kind of settlement building DLC for the game. It's possible we'll see an expansion of certain settlement mechanics, and in my opinion, what I think needs the most work is the Raider defense system, because I find it to be the most lacking, and what it was like one of the most hyped things for the announcement of Fallout 4. Now, spoiler alert, so if you listen, you fucked up. But aside from the defending of the castle during the Minutemen questline from the Institute, most of the Raider evasions of your settlements are quite easy to defend against, especially with once you've got 3 to 4 turrets up. And hopefully we'll see more epic battles like when you're defending the castle as a part of the Minutemen questline. It's also possible we'll see a variety of new structures, maybe new turret models, maybe some alternative defense options, kind of like sentry bots, various assaultrons that can be found in the Robot Home Defense mod on the Fallout 4 Nexus. I'd personally really like to see some Brotherhood and Institute building assets. It would be really cool to build your very own high-tech Brotherhood-style fortress, like settlements, or at the very least, access to some kind of synth production so you can basically use them for your defenses. Number 3. It's time to leave the Commonwealth. I'd like to get at least one DLC where we leave the Commonwealth entirely. I'd say that the chances of this are pretty good, as most of the Fallout 3 and New Vegas DLC took place outside of the vanilla game map. Specifically for Fallout 3, we had Mothership Zeta, which takes place on an alien spaceship, the Pit, which is in the remains of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Operation Anchorage, which was a simulation of the Battle of Anchorage in Alaska in the mid-2070s, I believe. And then, of course, there was the Point Lookout mission, which takes place in nearby Maryland, I guess in proxy to the Capital Wasteland. Since the Commonwealth is in the northeast part of the country, and since the Commonwealth also partially was weathered, I guess, like the blast from that nuke that you saw at the beginning of the game, it might be possible to get a DLC that takes us to the remnants of, like, New York, which I think that would be pretty sick, personally. There's also also some reasonable speculation that the next DLC will be underwater as well, as there is a harpoon weapon that was cut from the game. And ultimately, I think there's a lot of interesting stuff they could do for sure. Number 2. New guns / weapons, armors, as well as new legendary weapon effects. Those of you already familiar with my channel know that I really like unique and interesting weapons in the Fallout games, the Borderlands games, as well as various other RPGs. Besides, who doesn't like new ways of killing the various Deathclaws and Mirelurk Queens found throughout the game, and adding new ways to kill them is always fun. What would be very fun to see are some returning weapons like the Chinese assault rifle, the alien blaster rifle, maybe the Mesmetron. At the very least, it's possible we might get to see the Chinese assault rifle at some point, as it was cut from the final game and could reappear through DLC. Now, that's not to say that the modded versions of the Chinese assault rifle aren't good. It's just I would like to see one developed by Bethesda themselves. So yeah. There was also some interesting weapons that were added for New Vegas' Old World Blues DLC, like the K9000 and Fido, which were heavy weapons with like a dog brain inside. And honestly, I thought that gun was really cool because it could be modified to use both 45 and I believe 308 ammo as well. So there's that. Number 1. An Enclave / Remnants inspired DLC. Alright, face it, we really need the Enclave back in Fallout 4. While some would agree that this is totally impossible because the West Coast and East Coast factions of the Enclave were mostly wiped out, I still think that it would be possible. After all, we did see some of the remnants of the East Coast Enclave in Fallout New Vegas, which could help you in the game's final mission. I'd argue that it's plausible, if not likely, that there are some current or possibly former members of the Enclave that are still around by the time of the events of Fallout 4. After all, it's only been 10 years since the events of Fallout 3, so it's not like all of the Enclave soldiers that fought in the Brotherhood / Enclave Wars would be old enough to not be able to even fight anyone. Granted, the younger recruits at the time would probably be in their 30s now. Supposedly, the Enclave still exists to some capacity in Chicago, which is where the iBots came from. If you've noticed during your travels, you might have noticed that iBots can occasionally appear and can be seen wandering throughout the Commonwealth in Fallout 4. And then, of course, there's also the Exo-1 power armor, which is essentially the Enclave Mark II power armor from Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 2. If these suits of armor didn't come from the Enclave, then I'd like to ask who they would have come from, because the Exo-1 armor was developed after the Great War and when all of the bombs fell in 2077. Regardless, hopefully we'll see some nod to the Enclave in some Fallout 4 DLC. Anyway guys, that's going to pretty much wrap up this video. If you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, and let me know what other Fallout videos you want to see, or maybe what Borderlands videos you want to see. Again, as always, take care, and I'll see y'all next time.